In the zombie apocalypse, this man shot every single monster in the head with one arrow, but for some reason, he spared me. The next second, his move sent chills down my spine. When I was pretending to be all innocent in the middle of the zombie horde, that cold-blooded killer crouched down to check my leg. And the words he whispered? Fuck me, they broke me instantly. Do you still remember that gas station? That day, you had just escaped from a horde of zombies, your heart pounding like crazy. Then you saw a young man lying on the ground, a shiny, cold steel bolt sticking right out of his forehead. You turned your head and saw Victor standing not far away, holding a steel crossbow, his face as blank as a stone-cold hunter. The whole gas station went eerily silent. Everything froze except you. You looked around and realized every single zombie had a bolt cleanly shot through their foreheads. Victor's aim was so freakishly precise it sent chills down your spine. He walked over, his voice cold as ice.
Are you hurt?
You knew he didn't care about your well-being, he just wanted to ensure you weren't about to turn into a zombie. If you were, he probably put a bolt through your head without blinking. Panicking, you yanked off your helmet, showing your perfectly intact leg, and looked up at him with wide, innocent eyes. You asked,
"Wanna check it out?"
He crouched down, his gaze lingering on your leg for a second before he sneered.
What, trying to pull a honey trap? Think I'd hesitate to kill you because of that?
Busted. You felt a flash of embarrassment but quickly switched to an innocent expression, earnestly explaining.
"I'm really not hurt."
He smirked faintly, stood up, and turned to refuel the car. Dylan hopped out of the car, grinning as he chimed in.
She's wrapped up like a damn mummy. How could she even get hurt?
Taking the chance, you asked if they could take you along. Victor, of course, shot you down with a curt.
No.
You felt a pang of disappointment but understood. Sticking your gun was your best shot at racking up those foolishly kind person points. While they were busy refueling, you slipped into the convenience store and started looting supplies. With just a light touch of your fingers, snacks, ice cream, booze, everything on the shelves vanished into your personal storage space. By the time Victor walked in, the shelves were practically bare. He stared at the lone row of mushroom chicken instant noodles left behind, picked up a pack, and asked,
"Want some?"
You turned him down without hesitation. He grabbed the remaining packs, looking a little pitiful. When you came back out, you used a disposable tablecloth to cover the bodies on the ground, muttering a few words over each one. Your foolishly kind person points shot up again. Dylan watched you, then turned to Victor, trying to persuade him.
Just let her ride with us already. You came back for her, so stop pretending you don't care.
Victor, stubborn as hell, knew deep down he couldn't really leave you behind. So there you were, driving a little yellow car, trailing behind their off-road vehicle. Your palms were sweaty as hell on the steering wheel after all. You were a total noob who failed your driving test 5 times. Now you were hitting 80 on the highway for the first time. It was nerve-wracking as fuck. Luckily, their car wasn't going too fast, so you barely managed to keep up. Then, out of nowhere, the system informed you that you'd completed the beginner phase and unlocked the voice of the foolishly kind person mission. The first task? Hug someone who's about to turn into a zombie and cry out, "Somebody save him!" The reward? Double foolishly kind person points. You immediately noped the fuck out of that one way too dangerous. The second task was to say, "He's just a kid," twice in a reasonable context. The reward? Double points for 5 hours. That one seemed doable, so you decided to give it a shot. Up ahead, traffic came to a sudden halt, and Victor decided to take an exit and go off the highway. Just as Dylan was about to get back in the car, you grabbed his arm and shouted,
"Don't move! Keep your foot up!"
You crouched down and carefully plucked a tiny ladybug from under his shoe, cradling it in your hands. You said seriously,
"Don't step on it, it's just a kid."
Dylan and Victor both stared at you, utterly speechless. You carried the ladybug to the side of the road, and even blew on it gently.
"Be good, little bug. Go home to your mom."
Victor, standing behind you, deadpanned.
That's an adult bug, not a baby. When it was young, it looked like a caterpillar. You wouldn't want to hold that in your hand.
You were left speechless, silently cursing him in your head. This guy is so cold it makes my teeth itch. The journey continued, and you kept following them. It was a dangerous road, but you knew, as long as you didn't fall behind, you'd have more chances to rack up those foolishly kind person points. The apocalypse was far from over, and your mission had only just begun.